There are forests where people go to escape, to hike, to breathe, to find silence beneath the trees. And then there are forests people warn you about. Leakin Park sits inside Baltimore, Maryland, 1,000 acres of protected woodland right in the heart of one of America's major cities. Families visit during the day. Runners pass through in the early morning. From the outside, it looks like any city park. But for decades, Baltimore locals have called it something else: the city's body dumping ground. This isn't a campfire story. This isn't an internet myth. It's documented in police files, in court records, in headlines spanning more than half a century. Tonight, on America's Haunted Atlas, we're stepping inside, and what investigators found here over decades may be more disturbing than anything you'd expect from a public park. Leakin Park is part of the Gwynns Falls Park system in Baltimore. More than 1,000 acres, one of the largest urban forests on the entire East Coast, meaning one of the largest patches of dense woodland sitting completely inside a major American city. And that combination, city density surrounding deep, accessible forest, is exactly what made it dangerous. Multiple access roads cut into the trees. Steep ravines disappear off trail edges. In some sections, visibility drops within 30 feet of the path. During the day, it feels like nature reclaiming the city. At night, it feels like something else entirely. The pattern began in the 1940s. And through the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, it accelerated. Bodies began appearing in Leakin Park with disturbing frequency. Victims of homicide transported into the woods and left there. The thick tree cover concealed vehicles. The uneven terrain hid remains from immediate discovery. In some cases, victims were not found for weeks. In others, months. Criminals chose Leakin Park for specific reasons. It was close enough to the city to reach quickly, yet secluded enough to avoid witnesses. No streetlights reached past the tree line, no surveillance cameras for decades, and once inside, visibility dropped dramatically. For investigators, the forest was a nightmare. Grid searches through wooded terrain are physically demanding and slow. Undergrowth conceals evidence. Animals disturb remains. Weather erases tracks. Leaves and branches shift with every season. Some areas were too steep or unstable to comb thoroughly without risk of injury. Every ravine, every dense thicket required manpower, and manpower takes time. Police records confirm that over the years, dozens of homicide victims were discovered inside this park. Some estimates place the number at more than 70 since the mid-20th century. 70 in a public park, still open today. One of the most widely documented cases connected to Leakin Park is the 1999 disappearance and murder of Hae Min Lee, a high school student whose body was discovered buried in the park after she went missing. Her case was later brought to national attention through the podcast Serial, introducing millions of listeners to a park that Baltimore already knew well. But long before that case made headlines, locals already understood. Leakin Park had become synonymous with disappearance, and the pattern repeated again and again for decades. Victims were driven into the woods, left among the trees, found, sometimes quickly, sometimes not, by hikers, maintenance workers, or police following cold leads. The park is still open. People still jog the trails, dogs are walked, kids play near the entrances. On a warm Sunday morning, it genuinely looks peaceful. But step off the main trail and something shifts. The canopy blocks out most of the sky. Sound gets dampened. Traffic noise fades faster than it should. The paths twist without clear sightlines ahead. Visitors describe it, even during daylight, as oppressive. Not supernatural, just heavy. An awareness that things have happened here. The forest itself does not announce its history. There are no large signs detailing the crimes, no markers at most discovery sites. Life continues. Birds move through the branches, seasons change, and beneath the surface lies decades of tragedy. Here is what makes Leakin Park genuinely unsettling. Not the ghosts, not the legends, the proximity. This is not a remote wilderness, not an abandoned building on the edge of town. This is a public park inside a major American city, surrounded by neighborhoods, schools, and commuter roads. Children play within miles of where victims were once found. Commuters drive past its entrances every single day. We tend to imagine danger as something distant, something clearly marked, something with warning signs and locked gates. Leakin Park challenges that assumption. It is green, officially designated for recreation, and yet its history is layered with violence that has never fully been accounted for. There is another uncomfortable question that lingers quietly in Baltimore. How much of Leakin Park has truly been searched? Large portions of dense forest are rarely combed unless there is a specific reason, and in decades past, with limited forensic technology, limited manpower, and limited public pressure, that reason often came too late. Authorities have increased patrols over the years. Community programs and conservation efforts have worked to reclaim the park's image. Trails are maintained, events are hosted. The city has invested in making this space safer. But reputation does not disappear easily. Ask longtime Baltimore residents about Leakin Park, and many will pause before answering. Not because it's haunted, because it's remembered. The most disturbing places in America are not always abandoned asylums or crumbling prisons. Sometimes they are public parks, still standing, still open, still quiet. Leakin Park is beautiful in many ways, but beauty does not cancel history. So here is the question I will leave you with. If you were alone on a narrow trail at dusk, the city noise fading behind you, the trees closing in around the path, would you feel safe? Or would you remember what happened here? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more real, documented dark history from across the United States, subscribe to America's Haunted Atlas. Because some places are forgotten, some places are feared, and some places like Leakin Park are hiding in plain sight.